Mental beauty is meant to elicit a new way of thinking, living, and breathing. Mental beauty is meant to equalize the weight of physical and mental well-being. Mental beauty is meant to accept your whole self and others, regardless of ailment, compromise, or imperfection. Mental beauty is meant to be recognized and redefined as a do-over in thoughts, mindsets, perceptions, and future insights. So embrace it, embody it, become it, and own it boldly. And at the same time, your expression of it sparks curiosity and becomes someone else's learning, inspiration, motivation, empowerment, and hope. There are numerous interpretations of mental beauty as you give yourself permission to make it yours as you see fit. And no matter the perspective, with the openness of this invitational phrase of the mental beauty rethink, there is no right or wrong, good or bad, and absolutely zero judgment. Mental beauty allows you a new and clear lens to see mental well-being in the absence of stigma. Mental beauty becomes a much more invitational approach to break down barriers of mental stigma. Mental beauty is enveloped with full unconditional acceptance of yourself and of others. Mental beauty has the bountiful capacity to normalize mental well-being. When you embrace the mental beauty rethink concept, you automatically ignite that positive shift towards breaking down barriers of mental stigma. The collective richness of what this phrase has to offer is beneficial to all individuals, no matter what walk of life you come from or live in, all due to its shield against any form of negative connotation associations, while redefining what overall mental health is truly all about. Through the embodiment of the mental beauty rethink, each of you out there provide an opportunity to every individual in your community to be seen in equal light to physical health, which in turn achieves the endless possibilities for creating emotionally safe spaces for all to be in, while we fully immerse in self-healing, self-discovery, and self-fulfillment. I encourage each one of you out there to claim the mindset of the mental beauty rethink as your default way to view your world. Let this be a vow to each and every single one of us that we strive to make each of our communities globally open to emotional risk-taking, vulnerability, authenticity, unleashing, redefining, and continued storytelling. So, let's break that silence and tap into mental beauty. This is Salima Jadafji, your podcast host, a practicing social worker, and your mental wellness connoisseur. I am tremendously passionate and optimistic regarding all things mental health, with over 2 decades of experience in mental health across diverse sectors, including community services, private organizations, healthcare, and education. In my thriving private practice, as a specialist in transformational processes and trauma-informed practices, I lead as an expert in the mental health field, helping individuals navigate the complexities of anxiety, depression, perfectionism, grief, workplace and situational stressors, sleep disorders, among other challenges. Together, we navigate complexities using my deep understanding and professional skill set to empower my clients to regain control and thrive. My approach is deeply compassionate and committed, rooted in my life's purpose to serve and facilitate your journey towards healing and empowerment. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the show as we continue to step into a direction that allows us to dive deeper into mental beauty. Episode 115 of the Dare to Share Your Untold Story podcast, Mental Beauty segments. Today, we are focusing on the cost of always being strong, navigating emotional labor and compassion fatigue. I'm thrilled to have you all here as we continue our journey together. For those who are new to the podcast, a warm welcome from your self-care pro and mental wellness connoisseur. You're joining a community committed to breaking down the barriers of mental stigma and embracing the concept of mental beauty, a term which I have coined to intentionally invite each of you to embrace the nuances of what mental health is all about, while taking an approach that allows each of you to normalize, prioritize, equalize, and embody an invitational means of seeing and accepting mental well-being, and of course, without judgment. Again, welcome to episode 115 of the Dare to Share Your Untold Story podcast, our mental beauty segment. I am excited to continue our journey together. Remember to subscribe, leave a review, and share the podcast. Together, we can break down stigma and promote the mental beauty rethink to its highest level. So thank you for being here, and let's get started. As we get started, please remember the insights shared in this podcast are intended to enlighten and entertain, not to replace professional medical advice. If you have any concerns or need guidance, please seek help from your healthcare providers. Take gentle care of yourself and know that support is always available. Today, we're diving into a vitally important topic: the cost of always being strong, navigating emotional labor and compassion fatigue. This discussion is inspired by the Dare to Share Your Untold Story episode 54, titled She Smiles, She Empowers While Simultaneously Grieving and Mourning, featuring the incredible Saidat Abari. Saidat's journey is a profound example of how embracing vulnerability and allowing ourselves to grieve can lead to deeper healing and growth. Often, we believe that resilience is about powering through life's challenges without pause. But Saidat reminds us that resilience can also mean slowing down, feeling our emotions fully, and finding the courage to share our pain. Her story speaks to the heart of what we call mental beauty, redefining strength, and recognizing that true empowerment comes from integrating both our light and shadow. Saidat's willingness to share her untold story sheds light on a crucial truth. Even those who radiate positivity and strength need space to release, reflect, and renew. Now let's listen to some powerful insights from Saidat's journey.
Well, we're always talking about what's going on with our bodies, right? Whether we're talking about our beauty regimen or we're talking about aches and pains in our body. But like if we think about our mind is such a beautiful thing. And when we begin to see it as this beautiful organ that helps us live, and we realize that we need to rethink the way we think about mental health and what way we think about our minds and how we process things, how we see life. Our perspective is all like embedded in that very organ. And, I think it's beautiful to be able to rethink the way we think.
I like it. Rethink the way we think.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's a neat way of looking at this, right? And it's a neat way for you to, preface. Yeah, we talk about body and the physical body and physical beauty and aches and pains, as you say, right? There's always these regimens and these little protocols for health that are trending.
Yeah.
And when we do have that opportunity to look at our mind as a whole beautiful being, our mind is a beautiful organ, right? That's what you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do see that it shifts the processing. The language that we use really shifts how we process things too.
Well, I love that you say mental beauty. We don't really think of it that way. We're always thinking of problems, right? Illness.
Right. Yeah, I was trying to capture that where it's not talking about illness or wellness. It's not talking about something being good or bad.
Yeah.
And I think what I've shared with other guests is like it's the whole idea of equalizing physical and mental well-being while neutralizing and normalizing it, right? That it's all one of the same cycle together. You can't have one without the other.
Love that.
Thank you, Saidat, for sharing such a vulnerable and inspiring message. Her story perfectly illustrates the essence of mental beauty. We often talk about physical health and appearance, but we rarely think of the mind as a beautiful organ. Yet, our mind shapes how we experience life, process emotions, and navigate challenges. Reframing mental health as mental beauty helps us shift from seeing it as a burden to recognizing its vital role in our overall well being. Saidat's mental beauty rethink challenges us to embrace every part of our emotional journey. Her headline, Powerful Woman Feels Weak, is a poignant reminder that strength and vulnerability coexist. Even someone known as the happiness infuser can carry deep, unspoken pain. Saidat built a life around spreading joy and positivity, a gift she believes she was born with. Yet beneath her bright exterior lies a complex inner world, one where she's learning to balance her public persona with her private struggles. When she tried sharing her darker moments on social media, the lack of response reinforced her belief that people only wanted to see her happy, upbeat side. This experience led her to retreat further into her role as a beacon of positivity, often suppressing her own pain. But as Saidat reflects, healing begins with giving herself permission to feel. She's learning to get comfortably uncomfortable with sharing her grief, a process that's foreign yet deeply necessary. So let's dive a little deeper into Saidat's story. Saidat's untold story reveals the weight of her dual role as a mother and a positivity leader. She's a mother of two, one of whom is a nonverbal adult with level 3 autism. While she cherishes her son's journey, she admits she hasn't always allowed herself to grieve the future she once envisioned for him. Instead of processing her pain, Saidat often focuses outwardly, celebrating her son's milestones on social media to reassure herself and others that everything is fine. But beneath this celebration lies an inner conflict, guilt, comparison, and self-doubt. She wonders if she's doing enough, questions her past choices, and struggles with the pressure to be a perfect parent. Social media, while a tool for connection, has also amplified these pressures. Saidat finds herself comparing her family's journey to others, questioning whether she's falling short. The unintentional competition among parents of children with exceptionalities can be overwhelming, adding to the guilt she already feels. Saidat's story takes us deeper into the nuances of parenting a child with special needs. From navigating medical diagnoses to dealing with unsolicited advice, she's faced countless challenges. She vividly recalls the moment she noticed her son's developmental changes and the subsequent autism diagnosis. Initially, she leaned heavily into her faith, believing that prayer alone could bring healing. When that didn't happen, she felt she was failing both her son and her faith. This internalized guilt and relentless drive to make things right left little room for mourning or self-reflection. But Saidat's journey shows us that healing is not about fixing, it's about accepting. She's now learning to honor her emotions, sit with her grief, and seek support from her trusted circle. Her story is a powerful testament to the importance of vulnerability. By sharing her truth, Saidat is not only healing herself, but also creating space for others to do the same. Saidat's journey reminds me of a client. I'll call this client Lucy. Lucy was known for her unwavering positivity, the person everyone turned to for encouragement. Yet behind closed doors, she was grappling with the weight of motherhood and her own internal struggles. After multiple rounds of IVF, Lucy gave birth to a child with Down syndrome. While she loved her child deeply, she felt unprepared for the unique challenges ahead. She questioned herself constantly, wondering if she had done something wrong. The pressure to maintain her cheerful demeanor only added to her isolation, leaving her emotionally and physically drained. In therapy, Lucy began unpacking the guilt and grief she had carried for years. Through emotion-focused therapy, she learned that resilience isn't about suppressing emotions, but about acknowledging them. Lucy started to redefine strength, allowing herself to feel deeply while also embracing her vulnerabilities. Her journey wasn't about letting go of resilience, but transforming it into something more authentic. She found safe spaces to express her true emotions, reconnecting with herself and others. Today, Lucy lives with greater self-compassion and balance, embodying the true essence of mental beauty. And of course, I hear you saying to yourself, Salima, that's awesome for Lucy and Saidat, but I want to know how I can take charge too. And that's perfect. I'm glad you're asking. Awesome sauce, because that is exactly what we're about to do now. Now, let's explore some practical strategies inspired by Saidat's journey that can help you embrace your own mental beauty. Here are 3 practical mental beauty tips inspired by today's discussion. I'm sharing with you 3 practical tips for connecting to your true resilience while honoring and accepting all parts of yourself. Tip number 1, acknowledge your full range of emotions. Resilience isn't about pushing through or ignoring difficult emotions. It's about allowing yourself to experience them fully. Take time to recognize and validate your feelings, even the uncomfortable ones. Embracing your vulnerability creates space for true inner strength to grow. Tip number 2, release self-imposed expectations. Notice where you may be placing unrealistic expectations on yourself to always appear strong or positive. Give yourself permission to let go of these pressures. Resilience includes self-compassion and understanding that you don't need to have it all together all the time. Tip number 3, find safe spaces for authentic expression. Surround yourself with people and environments where you feel safe to be your genuine self. This could be through therapy, supportive relationships, friendships, or personal reflection practices. These spaces allow you to explore your emotions freely and strengthen the connection to your true resilient self. Connecting to your true resilience involves acknowledging your full range of emotions, releasing self-imposed expectations, and finding safe spaces for authentic expression. By embracing vulnerability, practicing self-compassion, and surrounding yourself with supportive environments, you can honor and accept all parts of yourself, fostering a deeper sense of inner strength. And I'd love to hear how you implemented these tips and what impact it had on you. So make sure that you share your experiences in the comments. I can't wait to see them. As we wrap up today's episode, let's move into our closing reflection, where I'll share a special tool that I know will help you integrate today's learnings into your own mental beauty practice. Now, inspired by Saidat's episode, I would like to share a self-care technique that is especially helpful for embracing one's whole self, strengths, struggles, and everything in between. This technique is called mindful self-compassion journaling. That's right. Mindful self-compassion journaling involves setting aside a few minutes each day to write down your thoughts and emotions without judgment. Start by reflecting on any challenges or difficult feelings you've experienced, allowing yourself to acknowledge them openly. Then shift your focus to self-compassion by writing supportive and kind responses to your inner struggles, as if you were speaking to a dear friend. Finally, note 1 or 2 strengths or positive qualities that helped you navigate these experiences, even if it's simply the courage to reflect. That's okay too. This process not only promotes self-acceptance, but also strengthens resilience by fostering a gentle, understanding relationship with yourself. Mindful self-compassion journaling is a powerful self-care practice for embracing your whole self. By dedicating a few minutes daily to reflect on challenges without judgment, respond with kindness, and recognize personal strengths, this technique fosters self-acceptance and resilience. It helps cultivate a compassionate inner dialogue, allowing you to acknowledge both struggles and strengths, and ultimately builds a deeper, more understanding relationship with yourself. That's exactly what we're trying to do here. Now, doesn't that feel so awesome and fantastic? All right, that's a wrap. Thank you all for being here, for supporting this podcast, and for being your unique, awesome selves. I am excited about the amazing things that we have on the horizon. Stay in the know about our upcoming events just for you, including our late spring and fall Dare to Retreat events and programs, and our webinars and digital supports on our website, daretoheal.co, or go to bit.ly/join the Dare to Heal community. And that's where you're going to sign up for our Dare to Hear newsletter and become part of our community of mental beauty focused peeps. Plus, you gain more tips and juicy insights, just like you enjoyed today, delivered directly into your inbox. So until next time, remember, you are worthy, you are beautiful, and you are wonderful, and your mental health matters. Okay, so now before you go, if you've enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to check out episode 54 for more insights from Saidat Abari on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. So now you can kick your feet back and hit play to give episode 54 a listen. Please recommend these episodes to your friends or loved ones, and let's spread the message of mental beauty. Let's spread it far and wide. Please, let's do this. We got this. P.S. My lovely mental beauty listeners, I still dare you to share the podcast with anyone who could benefit from these insights. If you haven't already, remember to subscribe, leave a review, share something amazing you want me to give a shout out for on your behalf. Just send an email to mentalbeautycommunity@gmail.com. Share your desire to share your untold story as a guest. All you have to do is visit daretoshare.co, scroll down to where it says submit your story, and select submit now. And share today's mental beauty tip with a friend or a loved one. Spread mental beauty, stop the stigma. All right. Once again, thank you for being part of the Dare to Share Your Untold Story podcast, mental beauty segments, and embracing the uniqueness of the mental beauty Rethink, which allows us all to have a voice in breaking down the barriers of mental stigma.